So the mug says coffee, but in reality, it's tea. Alright guys, let's go ahead and hop into this video real quick. Alright, so as you can tell by the title, this is going to be somewhat of a book haul slash a TBR as well. Now, we are in the middle of April, so this TBR will be very short because we're halfway through the month, and I'll explain it'll probably roll over into the next month as well. On my last TBR, or for my readathon as well, I did not hold up too well. I read one of the books. Other than that though, the rest of the books just sat. School picked up. Though I thought that the adolescent literature class would help me read more, the books we were reading were kind of dull. So after this upcoming week, the books preceding will be a lot better, and I will for sure read them. One, they're shorter. Two, they're books I actually want to read. Now, let's go ahead and get with the book haul. I said there's going to be no more book hauls, but I went to Portland, and because of this trip, there's a new and used bookstore called Powell Books. It's huge. I've been to the Strand, and I want to say that Powell Books is far larger than the Strand. I think the Strand is just the utmost in popularity and whatnot, but Powell's Books was amazing. If you have the chance, or you're near Oregon or anywhere in the vicinity, I would definitely go check it out. It's a great time. You can spend hours, honestly you can probably spend days there, and I'm very fortunate that I got to spend an entire day there. During my family trip, I had a free day and I chose to be around books, so not that much hard to describe myself. Also, once I got back though, I was looking for a specific book for the past month now. It's called The Adderall Diaries. I'm probably gonna have to suck it up and just buy it new, but I was trying to find one at a used bookstore or whatnot. So I went to Book Off, and again, since I said I wasn't gonna buy any more books, but I got stuck up in the $1 section, and you'll see the books that I bought, and it's pretty justified to buy the books I got for $5. I mean for $1, and I spent a total of about $7 that day and walked away with 7 books. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into the Powell's book haul first. Alright, so hopping straight into it, let's go with the first book. First book I picked up, pretty known, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Follows a detective and another girl, I believe. This is another adult book. Again, I was trying to switch up my genre, not completely abandon YA, but I definitely wanted to expand my horizon and start reading some adult, just because I am getting to an older age, and like the type of literature that I'm reading in class is tending to be different, aside from this adolescent literature class that I'm taking that is specifically going backwards. But this book, it's a national seller, part of a trilogy that a lot of people talk about. There's two languages, I believe, that this movie was made into, so I feel like if more than one country has to do this movie, it has to be pretty damn good. So I'm excited to read this. Like I said, I kind of know the gist of it, not too much, but I kind of want to hop into this and hopefully fall into a new genre that I may or may not like. Next book is The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi Duro. This book kind of caught my attention because at Powell's Books, they have all their shelves, and then under certain books and shelves it'll have like recommendations by the workers or the store itself, and this was one of them for the multicultural section, and it follows a girl who I believe is half black and half white. I'm not 100% sure, I just know that I think she's half, and I find that really appealing because I myself am half black and half Vietnamese, so I feel like this one would be something that I can relate to, and you know, put a perspective that I didn't look at for the novel or any piece that I write in the future that I want to engage with on that subject. So this is something that I just thought I would enjoy for a fun read. It's not too large. I'm pretty sure that I'll pick it up one of these days when I'm just bored. I finished the books that I really am longing to read, and I just need some inspiration for whatever I am writing. So I'm looking forward to this one in the future. This one up next is going to be In a Dark, Dark Wood. Now, this book is a combination of two reasons why I bought this book. One, the cover is gorgeous, and it's very aesthetically pleasing to me because I love everything black, white, and red. And also, second, it's going to be a movie. I love seeing books that become movies because you can either do two things. You can watch the movie first and already have an idea of what's going to go on and read the book and just see how much more the author expands onto it. It makes the book that much better. Or you can do it backwards and read the book first and then watch the movie. Although I know a lot of people don't like the movies compared to the books, but this day and age I feel like they're getting better at it just because of what they can do, and special effects and all that stuff, to just really grasp what a book is about, as well as always reading reviews and seeing that a lot of people are not liking the movie version of books, so they need to step their game up. So yeah, I will most likely probably see the movie first and then read it. I like to have characters in my head when I read the book, unless it's something that I know, not necessarily I know will not be a movie, but it's just something I just want to read in general, then I create the characters in my head. So, but once you see the movie first and you have characters, you can visualize things more, especially when there's situations that happen in the book that don't happen in the movie. You can visually see them do it because you know what they look like, who the actors are, and all that. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. Oh, this is by Ruth Ware, by the way, as well. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I honestly might read this one pretty soon. I'm not too sure yet. This next piece is what we talk about when we talk about love by Raymond Carver. I actually picked this up because of the fact, for two reasons. One, I read a piece of this in my literary studies class and really liked it. Two, I'm a huge sap for romance and love, anything that has to do with it. And this has something to do with that, so I guess just three reasons. And three, there's a movie called Stuck in Love, again, sappiness. They love quoting this book, and it's super short. I believe it's a bunch of short stories by him, in a collection, and I want to just burn through it and see what it is, because I like short stories because there's a lot to learn from them. They're short, it saves you time, and you can be well read because you don't have to just sit down and read a huge book, but you can still grasp a lot of content, a lot of things that can be told to you through these little stories. So I'm excited about this. It's well known. I'm pretty sure a lot of like English majors have or are going to read some part of this in a literary class. So yeah, what we talk about when we talk about love, right? Next, On the Road by Jack Kerouac. Now this book was recommended to me multiple times by multiple people. And I felt like a book like this, I don't know, I'm just weird, had to be like super beat up and old. So I was on a hunt at Powell Books, and I found like the oldest, most torn up, bent book possible. Also, it was the cheapest too because of that. But I don't know, I think it looks cool. Jack Kerouac, a novelist who writes about his stories on traveling, and I don't know too much about it. People just tell me I would love it. I'm kind of an outdoorsy person, but they were just saying that books like this, like it's one of those books where you learn a lot about yourself and whatnot. So yeah, I'm super into it. I'll probably read it over the summer or something like that, like on a trip, I don't know if I go up the coast or something like that, just take this in the car and read. So yeah, that's Jack Kerouac, On the Road. Now, next, they're all at once, and I was so excited to find these books because I almost forgot about them. I will definitely be reading all of them in a readathon or something very, very soon just to reread these because this is my childhood. Granted, I did read Twilight, and those were really important into getting me into YA literature, but I want to say this book is really what did it for me. I mean, really did it. And that is The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. If you guys don't know this book by Heather Brewer, please go get you one of them. So essentially it follows Vlad. In the first book is 8th grade kills. The second book is 9th grade slays. Third book is 10th grade bleeds. Fourth book is 11th grade burns. And 12th grade kills. Now, as you can tell, it's about vampires. And with that, it's a vampire in high school. And the way she just takes the whole thing and like the little jokes about being a vampire and the stories and the fighting and huge romance. It's a huge love triangle in this book. It's your typical modern day vampire though, like he doesn't want to be one and he's scared to hurt people and whatnot. But this book just, I don't know if it's the way I remember it. I hope maybe when I reread it I'll see how cheesy or something it was. But no, regardless, I love these books. They were great. I burned through them. I was always looking forward to the next one. I just really can't wait to reread these, and the fact that I found them all at Powell's Books made it all that much better because they were all like $2 and I just had to buy all of them, and I'm just super excited, guys. I will definitely be reading all of them. I will probably do a review of, I don't know, let me know what you guys want me to do. You want me to do a review of all of them individually, or do you want me to do a review of them in a whole, burn through the whole series and give a kind of overview of it all? But yeah, I will definitely be doing that soon because these are one of my favorite books for sure. I just had always borrowed them from the library at school, so I never owned them. But now I do, and I'll definitely be reading them. And most likely it will be the first set I read when school is out, as long as I can finish the books that I'm reading for fun technically before school is out. So, Vladimir Todd. Alright, next is going to be my book haul from Book Off. So now, all these books I'm showing you were $1. So as you saw before, I picked up The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest is the last book in the series. I got it in the hardcover, like, collector's edition. It's, like, shimmery, as you can see this right now. This whole book was $1. The regular price for this book is, like, 30 bucks. So, I couldn't resist that. Now I just need the middle one, and after that I'm good. Next, I picked up A Clash of Kings and A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. These are the second and third book in the Fire and Ice series, the Game of Thrones series, basically, if you don't know. And I have the first book, I haven't read it, but again, these were $2, and it's the same edition as my first book, so I just figured, why not just pick them up. They were $1. These books are already cheap too, but I mean $1. Like, it's hard to really resist that number, and I feel like that's what Book Off does, and it gets me into a lot of trouble with that, because sometimes I'll walk out paying $20 with 20 books that I'm going to take forever to read. So yeah. And lastly, again, all $1. The only reason I did it, it's the Da Vinci Code series. So, I'm missing Inferno, I believe. Now, these are all series, I believe, that aren't connected, but you're supposed to read them in a certain order, I hear. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going to go in the order of what he wrote them. So, Angels and Demons will be the first one, and then the Da Vinci Code, and then the Lost Symbol, and then Inferno. But yeah, they look cool. I'm not exactly sure what it's about. I've seen, like, trailers for the movies and stuff. I just want to really, again, expand my horizon of books that I'm reading. These books, and these are like, you know, like, it's like expanding to a new genre of music. I'm only reading like top 140 here. I mean, top 100 Billboard type music right now. So these are just all the books that I know that everyone talks about and whatnot. So I'm just kind of starting off very general, very basic. But maybe after I like kind of find like a second genre that I really like, I can really divulge into that, find authors that I really gravitate towards and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. Alright, next we're going to be doing my TBR. So this is going to be really cool. If you guys don't know, I don't remember if I put it in the last video, I'm currently reading The Stand by Stephen King, the uncut edition. This is the first Stephen King book that I'm taking on. I've previously took it on a little bit and I couldn't finish it because I just didn't have time and school picked up, but now I'm really going to try to power through this one before school's over, just because I want to get on with other books, but there's something blocking my head that if I don't finish this book first just to see that I can read Stephen King, I'm not going to read any other book. And I have a bunch of other books that I've been buying that I really want to read, but I have to read this first. So there's that. So Stephen King, The Stand, I will definitely be reading that for the next month or two. I am finally taking on the complete stories of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Now what's trippy about this is that I'm listening to it on Audible and I am loving it so far. The guy with the accent makes it that much better when I'm reading this. And if you don't watch this show on Netflix, well, not Netflix, it's on BBC, but Netflix has it. It's Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. It's amazing. There are allusions to what actually happens. So it's really cool, like, seeing how it was originally wrote. And honestly, I love it. Most people tell me audiobooks will put them to sleep, but I just listened to it on the way to school, and it works. Burning through the book pretty quick. Honestly, I'm like 100 pages in. And it's crazy because it shows it by hours, how many hours you have left. So yeah, I mean, this one's very hefty. This is one of the two books, and the whole audiobook is both books. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm super excited. I'm loving the book so far. And then maybe after this I'll read the new updated version of A Study in Scarlet, which is the first book in a retelling of the Sherlock Holmes story. So that's it for today, guys. That was my book haul and my April TBR. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.